Radio Texas, live with Buddy Logan.
Kyle Nix is set to release his debut solo project, Lightning on the Mountain and Other Short Stories, on June 26th. And Kyle on with us tonight. Kyle, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good. How about yourself, man?
I'm doing well. You and the wife and the dogs hanging in there?
Yeah, trying our best for sure.
Have you developed any cool hobbies while you've been locked down?
I don't know. I've been chasing possums off the porch. We live out here in the sticks, and they've been showing up a little bit recently. I don't know if it's the nice weather or what the heck's going on, but
So would that be a new hobby or something you've been doing?
I'm refining it for sure.
Nice.
Doing that kind of stuff out here in the, fixing up the house, and then I'm writing songs.
Nice. So when did you decide that you were going to do a solo project, or was it more of a process?
It was kind of a little bit of both. It was a small, under the surface, ambition that I wanted to do it eventually.
Very cool. It's a Kyle Nix album, fiddle player from Turnpike Troubadours. On your album titled Lightning on the Mountain, Other Short Stories, you basically have Turnpike, all you guys playing with you, right?
Yeah. I had all the dudes, and then I had a lot of other good musicians come in and be a part of it. I'm really proud of the people that contributed to it, my friends and some heroes. So it was really good to have that experience for sure.
Radio Texas Live, it's Buddy Logan. Kyle Nix from Turnpike Troubadours, the fiddle player, set to release his solo project, Lightning on the Mountain and Other Short Stories. Kyle on with us. Kyle, thank you for your time.
Yeah, man.
Talking about Turnpike, how does all the love that you guys have been getting post hiatus feel? I mean, you couldn't have even anticipated it all. Folks really, really miss Turnpike Troubadours.
It feels really good, man. It always will. It's something you're proud of to have been a part of. And when somebody, tells you it means something to them, it means something to you to hear that. I really appreciate everybody that reaches out and says anything. Thank you,
Awesome. What's your favorite Turnpike song of all time?
Oh, that's tough. I've heard stories about musicians saying this all the time, but it always seems like the newest one. But that's tough now because the newest one was on the record "A Long Way From Your Heart." But
Which is 3 years
that's
old.
tough to say. I always like playing the Bird Hunters. Anything that I can shuffle on fiddle or do anything like that, I really enjoy. And anything that gets people's feet stomping or hands clapping, Long Hot Summer Day, I always like playing that too, obviously, with the fiddle intro. And
which one let's spin one right now. Which one do you want to do? Long Hot Summer Days, the Bird Hunters?
Sure. Yeah, Long Hot Summer Days is great.
All right, let's do it. Kyle Nix, set to release his solo project. We're going to debut a couple songs off Lightning on the Mountain and Other Short Stories coming up. It's Radio Texas Live.
RTX Live with Buddy Logan.
Radio Texas Live. I'm Buddy Logan. Kyle Nix from Turnpike Troubadours on with us. Kyle, your debut single will be Lightning on the Mountain, and we're going to spin it coming up. Kyle, how long have you been working on these songs that will be included on the album?
It kind of varies. Most of them were written within a 2-year period, around the time that the Troubadours got in the studio for A Long Way From Your Heart. We were in down by El Paso, and I'd started writing songs there just in case we needed some extra stuff for the record. And I got a little bit more, I got a little bit more serious about it and really put my nose to the grindstone and figured some things out. And some of them are sort of rewrites from old melodies that I had. Back when I wasn't too serious about trying to get into the grit of lyrics and get it right.
Evan is certainly one of the best songwriters. Were you able to wean some things off of him?
I think that's just a natural occurrence.
Yeah.
When you hang around somebody as much as you do, you pick up lingo, you pick up just little things they drop as a human being, as a friend. RC
Sure.
did that too. Being around RC was great, and being around a lot of other songwriters, you just sort of absorb it. It's like picking up an accent or something.
Right,
So
exactly.
It definitely helped being around all those guys for sure.
Awesome. Kyle Nix, he's got his solo debut project, Lightning on the Mountain and Other Short Stories, June 26th. Kyle, let's spin one off of it. Let's do Blue Eyes. Do you want to tell us about this?
Well, I kind of made the joke that it's, I preface it with sugar daddies have hearts too. It's it's an older fellow that ends up with a girl. It's a little bit younger than him. She's in her 20s, and he might be around 40 or something like that. I don't know. I don't really have any ages set for it, but it's just the idea that he knows he'll probably get his heart broke, but he's at a point in his life that you might as well just live in the moment and don't worry about getting your heart broken and seeing how life plays out for you.
Check it out, Blue Eyes off Kyle Nick's solo project, debut solo project, Lightning on the Mountain, and other short stories. We got more with Kyle coming up.
RTX Live with Buddy Logan.
She stood there on his steps, crying, told him that his friend had been lying, and I got nowhere else to go, and the night's getting cold, could I stay?
Kyle, thank you so much for hanging out, man.
Yeah, man.
We
Definitely.
all, as you know, everybody, we miss Turnpike.
Thanks, bud.
Yes. All right, man. So the Texas Red Dirt scene, you guys have been a big part of it for nearly a decade and a half. Who do you like? Who's a band or an act that you like right now a lot? Who would you find yourself, if you could go to a live show, be wanting to go to a live show to see?
I'd probably go see Charlie Crockett.
Nice.
And the Blue Drifters. Man, when we were winding down with the band, we were playing a lot with Charlie and the guys. And I can't say enough about those guys personally and professionally. They're hardworking guys, and they have huge hearts. And there's not a lot of people I'd rather hang out with. You know,
Right.
It was just so fun. And they all had a fire in them to play. And you could see that when you're watching the live shows. It kind of just seeps into you as you're watching it and gets a hold of you.
It's so good, and it's. I've had Charlie on here several times, and it's. I've told him it's just simple. His music, his sound is so simple, but it's also complicated, and it does envelop you, and you just can't stop watching or listening. It's great.
Yeah, it's something from the days of old. There's something about the ancient lingo of that type of country music that just grabs you and pulls you in, makes you feel like somebody's telling you that, they're telling you the story. Every time that we play with them, I tried to make sure that I caught, at least a little bit of the show, because I really enjoyed it.
Kyle Nix, you know him as the fiddle player from Turnpike Troubadours, set to release his debut solo project, Lightning on the Mountain, and other short stories, June 26th. Kyle on with us. And Kyle, no matter what happens, fans will always hope for a Turnpike reunion. I'm pretty sure you've realized this by now. And as far as Red Dirt goes, it's you guys, Ragweed, then everybody else. What was the moment for you, Kyle, that you guys realized you made it?
There's tears to that as well, man. I think the first big moment of what you might quote unquote call it making it was when we realized we could play music for a living, do it for a living. We'd played a show at Stillwater, Oklahoma at the Tumbleweed. We were hitting everything right and playing everything, hitting it right on the head.
Yeah.
Playing really well, man. And we got off stage and sort of just got together and looked at each other and, okay, this is it. Well, hold on, because we're going to try to do this for a living. And that's after that, everything kind of changed,
Kyle, let's spin a Turnpike song. Let's do 7 and 7. Anything about this you want to share with us?
Back around 2007, 2008, Evan and I were living in a house on Washington Street in Stillwater, Oklahoma. And he was writing a lot of tunes then. We were both working jobs. So anytime he got off and had a little bit of time, he was trying to write. And I remember him bringing some of these songs that we put on Diamonds and Gasoline. I especially remember him bringing 7-7 into the kitchen and sitting down and playing it and, asking for an opinion on it. And I was like, well, I think it's good. I think you got it.
Just like that.
Yeah, you just kind of knew. It was a great song.
That's awesome. Let's spin it. It's 7 and 7, Turnpike Troubadours. Kyle Nick's new album out June 26th.
Radio Texas, live with Buddy Logan.
Radio Texas Live. I'm Buddy Logan. Kyle Nix, fiddle player from Turnpike Troubadours, on with us. And Kyle, you are set to release your debut solo project, Lightning on the Mountain, and other short stories on June 26th. Of course, everything's kind of on hold right now as far as touring goes. But what's the plan after venues open up? Do you plan on taking these songs on the road? Do you plan on touring with them?
Yeah, I'd like to do that. That was sort of the plan before the storm came. I had a ragtag band thrown together, and we were ready to get in the woodshed and do some stuff and plan some shows out. And everything kind of changed. So, everything's on hold, but I would be willing and ready and raring to get out on the road once, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything clears up.
Let's do it, man. Let's do the single. It's the title track, Lightning on the Mountain, off Lightning on the Mountain and Other Short Stories. Kyle Nix, your debut solo project, out June 26th. Tell us about this one. A lot of fiddle in it.
Yeah, it actually started out as a fiddle tune. I had several parts for it, and I was going to record it on something as a fiddle instrumental. And something just happened one day. It was like, something just sparked up in me, and I wanted to write this. I don't know why it's such a cliche to write songs about moonshine or anything like that, but it really just seems that way in country music. But I kind of wanted to write a barn burner about a situation where a small-time moonshiner gets caught in a mess.
Awesome. Check it out. Lightning on the Mountain from Kyle Nix. New album out June 26th.
Radio Texas Live.
The night is clear, the liquor is warm, the cases in the